Hello and welcome back to another episode of Digesting Dewitte. Today we are going to be taking a look at. Welcome back, everybody. I know, pretty much starting over at this whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to invest as much time as I had originally invested because I do not have as much free time now that I am working the new job. New job hours are 11 to 7 mainly. Yesterday I worked like 10 to 6:30, so my hours are somewhat flexible, and some days I may be needed earlier, some days I may have to stay later. That's the devil in IT, you know. You never know what your hours are going to be. They're going to be set, but they're going to fluctuate. Anybody that has worked in IT will know that you don't close the laptop. If you're working 11 to 7, the laptop doesn't close at 7, nor does it normally open at 11. A lot of people, I saw a lot of comments on there saying, "Oh, I thought you were working 11 to 7." Well, the previous 2 weeks were training. The first week was training here in Pennsylvania. Where I'm going to be located at for the director of IT for the company. The other facility I went to was in Texas. So I was able to take in the Texas heat for a week and gain some wow, I sound like Joe Biden, don't I? Taking some Texas heat and get a little bit more training under my belt. But yesterday was my first full day, and absolutely loving the new job. So it's kind of cool because when you like your job, it's not really a job at all. And now that I've gotten my first paycheck, it is astounding. I've longed to make money like I'm making now, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to gloat on whatever or down or shame anybody else that's not making a lot of money. Just work hard in life, and eventually things will pay off. So here we're going to go over Jeremy's Osceola cases. For those of you who are still following me, I know there's a couple of people out there that I've been going back and forth. Well, not really back and forth. I've told this person on numerous times to stop emailing me, but they continue to email me saying they were going to track down my family and hurt them until I come forward. It just got ridiculous. He thinks he knows where I live. I could guarantee anybody $1,000 that they cannot find where I live because it is unlisted, because I am not living at any listed address per se under the family name. And I do that out of privacy. So no, you will not find me. But if you do find me and you decide to try and break in the house, things will be handled badly for you. With that being said, and I know that the person out there is watching this video. I'm glad that he finally stopped emailing me, because it got to the point where I had to call his local police department, who are well aware of the individual. Which is unfortunate. I don't want to have to go to those lengths. And normally if somebody says, "Oh, they're going to beat the shit out of you," whatever, I brush it off. But when they send you 20 emails a day for like 2 weeks straight, and then they start naming names and addresses of some relatives, not all relatives, because the individual did get some wrong. But when you start naming individuals and then you say that you are going to find and hurt each one of them until I show my face, well, it would end badly at the first person that you found, unfortunately for you. But regardless of that, yeah, so that's what I was dealing with the past 2 weeks. I haven't really followed much on the Jeremy Dewitte case, so what I'm going over this morning is all new to me. I have not seen any of it yet, but I know that on August 30th, he was found adjudicated guilty. So he has gotten, I don't know what the exact amount is. But we're going to go over everything right here, right now, and we'll get back to the channel roots, which is Jeremy Dewitte. I am going to be FOIA requesting the information and evidence coming out of this case, and going forward, once Judge Renee Roche's Orange County cases for Jeremy Dewitt's police impersonation come out, and they are closed. I will be getting the 1 terabyte phone dump as well. I'm going to be doing that with my own money. If you care to donate, that's fine. You don't have to. I still have to GoFundMe. I believe that's about it. Let me see here. Well, I'll throw it in the description if you feel so inclined to want to deposit or make a deposit towards or a donation towards the 1 terabyte phone dump. I know it's going to be at least about $80 to $100, and that's solely for the 1 terabyte solid state hard drive that I'm going to be sending, because we all know, anybody in IT, you don't send a mechanical hard drive through the mail because it's going to come back damaged and you're not going to be able to get the information off of it. Where if you send a solid state drive, the postage handlers, which I like to call box throwers, it'll stand up to that. So anyway, so we're going to go through and we are going to start on, there's plenty of documents, but we're going to first look at the plea agreement. So let me bring that one over into screen here and see what the plea agreement says. All right, so he pled guilty to a felony 3 for false impersonation. Maximum sentence on that count would be 5 years, and they had agreed, the Attorney General, prosecutor and I agreed to the following. So 18 months Department of Correction with credit for time served of, they left it blank because they have to figure out the time served. That's in a paper coming up as well. We haven't gotten there yet. This sentence to run concurrent with any other Department of Corrections incarcerative sentences. Costs of court incurred is $704.98 to Orange County Sheriff's Office. But yeah, he understood that he could get 5 years in the Department of Corrections and a fine of up to $5,000. And you see Jeremy Dewitte here. Now he's got a 4-year degree again. On the last one we looked at, he had written 2, but then scribbled out and then put 4. I have yet to find any college degree for Jeremy Dewitte, and they are easy to find, especially if you know somebody that works for a hiring agency or you hire somebody yourself. It's easy to do a background check on somebody to make sure they have the 4-year degree. Jeremy does not have that degree, and it's also lying under oath, which blows my mind. But I guess he's already going to jail. Why not lie about college? Because that's going to get you so far on this plea agreement. I think he knew that a lot of people were going to be watching this or looking over these documents, so he put down that he had a 4-year degree, which he does not. He attended 1 or 2 semesters of college, did not get his 2-year associate's degree, nor did he get a bachelor's in science or arts or anything like that. So that 4-year degree diploma is sitting right next to his Purple Heart Medal of Valor, his DD 214, and multiple other Army accolades. His Ranger, an airborne patch. You know, the list goes on. But that 4-year degree is sitting right next to it. So yeah, this is just going on. He's going to pay all these costs. His DNA is going to get taken once again. And they take DNA. One person had asked me why they take DNA. They take DNA for every felon, so that way they have a database that they could put his DNA into, and they could link him to past and future crimes. If Jeremy ever, so let's say he raped somebody in the past, and it's a cold case. Once Jeremy's DNA hits the system, they'd be able to tag him with that case. Of course, he has probably had his DNA taken ever since he had that sex offender charge that he was found guilty in. So they've had his DNA ever since. But they'll take another sample. That way, the more samples, the merrier, and the stronger the conviction if he does anything in the future. So here it is. There's Jeremy's signature right there. I don't know exactly where you get a J out of that. I see the D. A D, a line, a 7. Yeah, he went to college. Well, my autograph doesn't look that great either. And there's his signature again. I don't know how that equates out to a Jeremy Dewitte, but nonetheless, apparently that's his signature. All right, so that was the plea agreement. Next up is the felony sentence order, which is recorded, which would be this bad boy right here. This is what is this? All right, so let's go over this. This is the judgment and sentence and fingerprints. So the charge was falsely impersonating a police officer, which is a felony 3, felony of the 3rd degree in the state of Florida. Judge Keith Karsten and defense attorney Amir Ladan, the greatest attorney in Orlando, might I add. Not really. If you've watched Real World Police and the way that he words his questions, he really isn't that great of an attorney. At one point, he had asked Corporal Ramsey, was Jeremy Dewitt wearing handcuffs the day that he was arrested in Windermere? And Ramsey, real quick to say, yes, he was wearing them. Of course he was wearing them. And Amir's like, don't get snide with me, or something along those lines. He should have put the question, was Jeremy carrying or have on his person a set of handcuffs? Not was Jeremy wearing handcuffs. He was under arrest. Of course he was wearing handcuffs. So Amir, such a great attorney in Central Florida, in Orlando, doesn't know how to ask a question properly, and it goes just to show how Corporal Ramsey, like a boss, hopped on that and said, yeah, he was wearing handcuffs all right because he was arrested. And I think he even chuckled after it, which was the driving factor. All right, so the change of plea for the defendant who was present was no contest for 1 count as charged. He was adjudicated guilty, 18 months. Department of Correction with what looks like 90 days credit time served. All right, and this is going to be running concurrent to all counts for Orange County 20 CF 3570, which is the one that he is serving now. I hope his other ones do not run concurrent. I hope they run consecutive. That would mean Jeremy would have to do time after time after time after time. Right now, he's going to do 18 months in jail total for everything so far. That is combined. So his 366 days, his other 366 days, and his 18 months, he's only going to do 18 months in jail. I don't know if good behavior is going to count in this case, because I know that they did sign a habitual felony offender. They made that notice in Orange County. So it'll be interesting to see if it's going to run concurrent or consecutive. I have a feeling Judge Roche is going to sentence him to 5 years for what he has done in Orange County, but it's going to run consecutive and not concurrent. But that's just my thoughts on the deal. So here it's just going through with everything here. All right, and then we get to costs. It's $415 for court cost. Jeremy donates $3 towards the teen court. Cost of prosecution, which felony, it's $100, which blows my mind. How are they able to pay the district attorney and the assistant district attorney and whoever works in the district attorney's office on $100 for a felony case? You would think it would be much more than that. I am surprised myself. That is pretty low, the lowest I've seen it in a state that I'm familiar with. For cost of prosecution, cost of investigation. This is where they really hit them at $704.98 to Orange County Sheriff's Office. Outstanding money to be paid in the clerk's office and collections and compliance at the rate of, they have not worked it out yet because he has not been released. Actually, they have it checked. Pay in full within 48 months. So he has 2 years to pay all these fees once he is released from the Department of Corrections. Okay, so here we go. Other conditions. The state is not requesting. Now, the state in this matter is the state for is actually the county. Osceola County is not requesting the court to take action on the habitual felony offender, and the file was granted. All right, so that is that one there. That is the felony sentence order. Next up on our slate is the sentencing guideline score sheet. This just goes through, and let's make that little again. This just goes through and gives him a degree on where he falls on a scale. So his total sentence points were 46.6. So if total sentence points are greater than 44, you do total sentence points minus 28 times it by 0.75. So the lowest permissible prison sentence in months is 13.95. So 14 months in jail. Because they only give 15%, I believe. 15% for time served good behavior in the state of Florida. So he has to do 14 months regardless. And here we see that he was remanded for state prison, and it also says the maximum penalty is 5 years. Signed Judge Keith Karsten. So yeah, there we go. There's that one. Let's go on to the next one, which is the credit for time served. Let's see what we got here. We got the Orange County arrest. So he was in jail from November 15th to November 18th, 2019. He got 4 days in jail for that. When his bond was revoked, he was in jail from 4/8 to 4/22. He got 15 days for that. So we're up to 19 days. Then he was back in jail the 23rd of April until May 19th. That was 27-day stretch for a total of 46 days. And then he was in jail from 5/20 until 6/21. That's 33 days if you're not counting. Total of 79. And then he was in jail 6/3 to 6/4. 2 days. So a grand total of 81 days credit time served. I know in the earlier paperwork we saw that he was credit for time served at 90 days. So I don't know which one's going to... I would have to imagine 81 is going to be the number that counts. All right, so going next here, we have the order for reimbursement of investigative costs. This is just saying that Jeremy Dewitte has to pay that $798 or $789 to the Osceola County Sheriff's Office because he was found guilty, and he has 2 years to pay that, 48 months by the time he gets out of jail. Next up, we have the Department of Corrections sentence. The defendant being personally before this court, accompanied by his attorney, having been adjudicated guilty. So let's see here. Is the sentence of the law that the defendant is hereby committed to the custody of the Department of Corrections to be imprisoned for a term of 18 months. Special provisions. Jail credit. See, again, 90 days, even though they added it up on paper and it was 81. I don't know why they're rounding him up and giving him an extra 9 days credit. It doesn't really make sense to me because in this case they do not just round up unless if it is that 15% they're taking off. So actually no, that so yeah, if they were going to give him no, because that would work the other way around. So yeah, he should have 81 days credit time served. They're giving him 90 days credit time served. Actually, no, I do correct that. So it might be because of time served, good credit time, that they're going to give him, instead of 81, they're giving him 90. And the consecutive / concurrent as other convictions, it's going to run concurrent to any active sentencing being served. And specific sentences are the 20 CF 3570, which is the other case here in Osceola County. And that is it for the Department of Corrections. 2 more dockets to go. We got the Department of Corrections packet. This is in front of the Honorable Judge Keith Karsten. So let's see what this has to say here. This is just a certificate. This is to certify pursuant to Section 273455 that the above named defendant, Jeremy Dewitte, has not paid, does receive game time, does not. So actually, it doesn't have anything on here for receiving any gain time. Now, I thought he was going to be declared indigent, but I guess not. Or at least not on this. So let's see. This is 2019 CF 3928. Completed by Dana Butler. She's the deputy clerk there in Osceola County. Sent to jail on 8/30. He was already in jail, so he was just back and remanded again. Now they will probably keep him, I don't know, because his other court dates are coming up in October, I believe, unless he strikes a plea deal. We'll take a look at that after we're done with these, just to see where Jeremy's at right now and where he has landed. So that just goes through the checklist for the Department of Corrections packet. Included in Jeremy's Department of Corrections packet is the State of Florida Uniform Commitment to Custody of the Department of Corrections information, the VOP affidavit, judgment and sentence with fingerprint page, Department of Corrections sentencing form, sentencing guidelines score sheet, certificate, PC order, protective custody order, which Jeremy will be in since he's a sex offender, charging affidavit, admission of violation plea form if applicable, DNA order if applicable, and it is because he is a felon with a violent past, restitution order, name and address of victim, check, Department of Corrections information sheet and certificate of copy sheet. Actually, see, some of these are X, some of these are checked. So actually, the PC order is not checked for protective custody. It is X'd, whereas the others are checked. So I don't know if that makes a difference, or if somebody's just feeling lazy and decided to mix it up and do X's and checks. I don't know. All right, last is the certificate of costs imposed. To meet the 2009 legislative amendment to section of a Florida statute, the Osceola County Clerk's Office is attaching this certified document to the final judgment and sentence rendered in this case to certify that $65 cost contained in Florida's state statute 939.185 was imposed in this case. This certificate constitutes a lien against the person whom the costs are imposed and shall attach as a lien on any real property owned by such person located in the county in which such order is recorded. So there will be a lien on some sort of his property for... man. I don't know if it's for the $65. The cost contained in the section that was imposed in this case. So obviously there's going to be a lien against something for Jeremy. And this is just the judgment and sentencing fingerprints, where he is getting the 90 days. We've seen this before. So yeah, we saw all that. All right, interesting. Let's hop over to Jeremy's Osceola County cases and see if there is anything new, which there is not. The last entry was on August 17th. We have October 5th and October 18th. So we have the pretrial conference on October 5th, which is about a month away, give or take. And then on October 18th, there is a hearing in front of Judge Rene Roche, which was originally scheduled for 8/9 but was canceled. And then there was a voluntary remand as to all open cases, which was granted. So all the cases are going to be tried under one trial. Will Jeremy go to trial or will he plea out? Well, he's already pleaded to several deals already, which makes me believe that he's going to plead out again. I believe he may plead out to the 5-year sentence. I don't think he's going to see anything more than 5 years. Should he see more than 5 years? Absolutely. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to see it. But that is it for today, folks. I know Steve-01 is moving, has been quiet. I don't know what exactly is going on with him, so to speak. I have not had any contact with him. There are a whirlwind of rumors rolling around. I am not going to go on and on with the rumors because they're rumors at this point. Unless it's something substantiated, they're just rumors. Now, I will say I did substantiate some things, and I will leave it up to you guys, the viewers, to kind of form your own decision, so to speak. So there are rumors about Steve-O. I'm not going to say what they are, who said them, what they're about, but here are two things that I could give you and that are proven fact. I had called the Orange County Sheriff's Office and asked for his wife, Tiffany, and she was working. And I called for her twice, actually, and she answered the phone. Well, she was transferred over. I was transferred over to Tiffany. When I had called, I had asked for Tiffany, and I'm not going to say his last name. And I was told to please hold, so I held. And then I got, hello, this is Tiffany, on 2 separate days. Now, this was a day after his wife came down with COVID, quote unquote, and 2 days after that. So either she does not have COVID or she's working with COVID. So I will let you guys form your own decisions on that. I'm just giving you guys the facts as I get them. And those are facts. They can be substantiated. So as far as COVID, I don't know on that. I'm going to have to call BS. Going to have to call bullshit on that. Because she's still working, so if she had COVID, she would have to stay home. Now, my speculation in all this is, and I may get a little bit of backlash, but people are really starting to show their real true colors. For example, I've spoken to Frotty several times over the last 2 weeks, and I don't want to say him and I have become friends, but we talk, and we have a good working relationship, so to speak. Not working as in working back and forth on YouTube or anything like that, but we have a good relationship. So my computer hack was made to seem like it was pointed directly at him, with IP addresses bounced off of Australia, where in fact it was not Frotty. So I think I said this in a earlier video, but Frotty, if you're out there and you're listening, I don't know if you listen to these, especially now that I'm hovering around a whole whopping 73 subscribers until I try and get my old channel back. Still trying to work on that. I don't know if it's going to happen. I've offered some peace offerings to some people because this channel is going to be headed in a little bit different direction. And if I get the old channel back, it's going to be heading in a really different direction. Still going to cover some Jeremy Dewitt stuff, but it's going to head in a different direction. But other than that, where was I going with this? So anyway, yeah, so I have a good working relationship with Frotty, and I don't mean working as in like working back and forth on YouTube shit. No. But just nice chats back and forth. So I'm not really out here to attack anybody, but I know Steve-O has attacked me saying that I'm a drug user on one of his streams or videos. So I don't know why he wanted to start a war. I apologize to all my viewers for raising money for Steve-O. It was supposed to be for lost wages, but then he said that he was going to get a camera in the court. I've showed you guys the text messages where he said, yo, can you get me? Well, if I didn't, I will send you the text messages that says, yo, well, I told you on the last video that he said keep $50 for yourself, And I asked him, are you sure? And he said, yes. I'm like, okay, whatever. Because I asked him a couple of times. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And he insisted. So I kept it. The following day at 2:34 p.m., I remember it because I looked at it several times. He said, "Hey, I forgot to ask you when are you sending the rest of the money over?" I'm like, "What?" Now, me being the bigger man was not going to be like, "Hey," and basically $50 is nothing to me. Um, I spend that I'll spend that today on energy drinks, protein drinks, and a pack of cigarettes at the store this morning before I go into work. So $50 really has no bearing on me whatsoever. But he had stated that he wanted to purchase a camera and have it a week early, and Amazon had a cutoff. He needed it by 4 p.m. So he could get a camera because he was given express consent by Judge Roche to be in the courtroom and record the proceedings with her and Jeremy Dewitte. I've never seen that document. That document doesn't exist. I've had others call and verify that he was never allowed in the courtroom with a camera. Judge Rene Roche had never signed off on anyone, including media, to have cameras in her courtroom, audio or video. So that just begs the question, why are you going to tell me and your viewers, all your subscribers out there, why are you going to tell them I'm buying a camera for this court date? And then it just comes and goes. It's rather ridiculous. I don't quite understand why. If you're going to tell your viewers that you're going to go out and buy a camera, apparently it was a $200 camera. I know my $200 camera off Amazon is not going to come anywhere near my new Samsung phone's capabilities. If I was going to record video, I would not go out and buy a $200 cheap camera off of Amazon. I would use my cell phone camera. That's why my cell phone is like $1,200 brand new. Because it has an excellent camera system, image stabilization, all of it's built in. But yeah, so I don't know what he did with that money, nor do I care. What I do care about is how he misled his subscribers and his viewers to think that he's buying a camera and he's going to get all this content, and then he doesn't go and get it. He falls through on his words. Granted, I told him that I was raising the money for lost wages. Where even then, he did not go to the court date. So he did not have to lose wages. So when you don't go to the court date, I raised the money for his lost wages when he wound up not going. So basically, he pocketed $300 and some dollars and made everyone look like a fool, including myself. Because it was a quick money grab on his part. If I knew that, I never would have put the giveaways together. That much I know for sure. And it looks like the Jeremy's sentencing on 9/2. I don't have anything else in here, but it looks like for COVID reasons or something similar, and Jeremy's not going anywhere, so it doesn't matter if it gets pushed off. But the sentencing for Jeremy was not on 9/2. I do not see any update on here, even though it is the 8th. It is 6 days later. So I don't know what's going on with that. But when I do, I will let you guys know. That is my rant for this morning. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of hate. Like some of the comments are hilarious. No videos posted for a week under a no download suspension like PT was ? But anyway, yeah. So PT Bruiser, I don't know who you are. Yeah, no, there was no videos posted for a week because I did not have my desktop with me when I was in Texas for work. So, I don't know. But that's all I got for you guys today. My rant and everything at all. Let's see here. I'm just looking at some of the other comments. Let's see here. I'm just reading over some of the comments. So yeah, a lot of people out there, it seems, to doubt. Well, one person, Chris Coop, this channel really died. No, the channel didn't die. I have what's called a grown-up job that demands most of my time. Uh, but I'm able to get out a video this morning that you guys could watch. So I figured I would go over some of the Jeremy stuff because I haven't watched any other channels or anything like that to keep up with the fact. So I figured, why not make a video as I go over everything. As I'm going over it, I'll make a video. That way I'll talk about it. And then I had a few gripes, and I'm going through the comment section. And some people are, I don't know. People are thinking this is the end of digesting Dewitte. It is not. I can assure you guys that this is not the end of digesting Dewitte. This is only the beginning, and we're going to grow this channel to great lengths, and perhaps even get my old channel back. We're still working on that as well, so we'll see what happens. But until then, have a great rest of your, what is today? Tuesday? No, Wednesday, right? Yes, because I was off on Monday. The holiday weekend screwed me up. So yes, have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning when I have a little bit of time. Take care.